is still possible for Chelsea. Arsenal is still possible. Barcelona have met up with Nico Williams' agent. Where is he going to land? Because Nico Williams himself posts a London picture and people think he wants to move to London. Is it going to be Arsenal or Chelsea? Manchester United announcement of Leny Yoro is coming very soon. Real Madrid, Manchester United is getting over. This transfer window, Manchester United are not joking at all. Mason Greenwood, green light has been given to Olympique Marseille. There's a twist of Osimhen transfer, and we are going to give you more update on that. I'm here with Sami and Emmanuel, and if you just join, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. Fuentes said, Spanish coach, he said Rodri, that he thinks Rodri should win the Ballon d'Or this season, and he's a standard player and he's a skillful player or a world-class player who deserves to win it. Do you have the same thought with him?
So one thing you should know is that every coach loves his player. That is one thing you should know. So it's an agenda to push his player to win the Ballon d'Or. Of course, Rodri is one of the best, if not currently the best defensive midfielder in the world. And yeah, he deserves to win something, but I don't think he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Looking at what Vini did with Real Madrid in the Champions League and also in La Liga, I think this rightfully go to Vini.
We see the likes of Iniesta, Xavi, prime time, do everything possible, but could not actually get near the Ballon d'Or. Manchester United, Leny Yoro, announcement is due, and Manchester United will be announcing him very soon. To my understanding, it's like Real Madrid pull of the deal, and others are saying that Manchester United have offered him an amount or a wages that he cannot reject.
Yeah, I think Madrid have been smart on this deal because a player with just a year on his contract, and after 6 months, you can just negotiate with him and sign a pre-contract. Yeah, Manchester United, I think it's out of this, like they are desperate. They just want the player and they'll just want to make the headlines. They beat Madrid to like sign that Leny Yoro guy. I wasn't expecting the guy to move to Manchester United, to be honest. I thought maybe Madrid has like finalized everything with a guy. But I think the club also plays a role in the transfer of the player. So maybe they convinced the player to sign for Manchester United so that maybe the club also gets some amount of money to manage their finances. I think it's a win for Manchester United. But for me, I think the price and the year on his contracts, they should have at least negotiated like well and reduce the price. For 50 million, it's just too much for a player with just a year on his contract. But you just say congratulations to Manchester United for signing another player. But the deal and the whole thing surrounding it's not just right. They should have done better.
Barcelona, for sure, we all know that they are interested in Nico Williams. For sure, London clubs are also interested. The likes of Chelsea and Arsenal are really into the guy, but then they are monitoring the situation and also they are looking at the wages and the price tag of Nico Williams. For sure, Barcelona have met face to face with his agent today, according to Fabrizio Romano. He made mention Barcelona trying to agree personal terms today with the guy, but then it's still on process.
Yeah, I think one thing that Barca have been doing, especially during the Euros, was to promote Barca to Nico Williams through the likes of Pedri and Lamine. And as the Euros are done, we see that there's a meeting which happened. I think that is the right way to go, looking at the fact that Barca right now is dealing with the player first and then go and meet the club. And from sources, they said the meeting went very well. And Nico Williams is indeed prioritizing to join Barca ahead of Arsenal and ahead of Chelsea. He wants to stay in La Liga. He wants to join Barca, especially to follow his idol, that is Neymar. So right now, the meeting was successful. The next step is going to meet his mother club, that is Atletico Bilbao. And then to see how the payments plan will take it from there. I think this deal, Barca want to make it as quick as possible in order to look at different deals.
Arsenal Calafiori situation is still not done yet. There are a lot of confusion and a lot of stories and detailing about this deal. Can you take us through, you being the Arsenal fan?
The new development coming up is Arsenal adding a player to the deal, which is Jacob Kivio, the Polish guy. the one who he's naturally a centre back, but Ateta used him mostly on the left side of defense last season. So he can play as a left back and he can play as a centre back too. For me, I don't think it's right for them to add Jacob Cavill to the deal. He can be a backup defender, to the team. They can just go and pay the money outright. For us now, our transfers has always been slow. Like they've always been slow. It's either we go in for the player for like days, we'll be dealing with the club, the player, until maybe we just finalize on a deal. It's just a matter of time. For me, I think Bologna are also fighting for like a money that will also benefit them because they have to pay a 50% sell on clause to FC Barca, his parent clubs. Looking at Manchester United just signing Leny Yoro like right now, and Arsenal still with this Calafiori deal is becoming like a day-to-day something, and it's not right. They should just go in for the player and pay the money to the club because they have the money.
They have the money. Sammy, Greenwood and green light have given to Olympique Marseille, and for sure, United have is receiving, let's say, 30 million. The deal is actually complicated because they want 40 to 50% of sell on clause.
I think this deal was an easy deal until the mayor of Marseille brought in some inconveniences. That's what delayed the deal. He talked about he did not want a player who mistreats women and all that. But I think sources close to me said that at the end of his statement he made, there were some phone calls and he went to apologize. We have always seen that Greenwood has always wanted to go there, and then we saw him at the airport with a lot of fans coming to greet him, and he was really impressed to see that. So I think everything is done now. They've sorted everything out, and we are just left with here we go.
Xavi Simons, Bayern and also RB Leipzig are really pushing, the two clubs are really pushing to get his signature from PSG.
Yeah, I think he should just continue with RB Leipzig. He's played with the club and now he knows like what goes in like playing for the club. So I think it's just right for him to just stay with RB Leipzig. For Bayern now, there's a whole lot of pressure in that team. They expected to win so many trophies this season because of their performance last season. So for me, I won't advise him to move straight to Bayern Munich. He can just play maybe 1 or 2 seasons for RB Leipzig again. We saw his performance in the Euros. And playing in Germany and them seeing the scouts all over seeing his performance, people will try and poach him to their team. And Bayern Munich are fond of doing that, stealing players from fellow German teams and clubs. And maybe after 1 or 2 seasons, teams like even Madrid and Manchester City can come knocking, and he can just move to a club that will suit him.
Meanwhile, PSG are actually going massively into Victor Osimhen transfers, and it looks like Chelsea and the rest of the clubs are no longer into that deal as well. And it looks like, and the only problem that PSG is having with their previous deal with Napoli could not actually go well. Do you think Victor Osimhen will actually get to PSG?
Yeah, so right now, yes, we are still in the transfer window, and Chelsea has been quiet, but PSG has still been pushing. From the camp of Osimhen, he would have loved to join Chelsea. Sources close to me says that he has given the green light to PSG because PSG is the only team right now who can be able to pay his wages. And from what I'm hearing, he'll be getting from 14 to 16 million euros a season, which is quite huge. So then PSG is pushing. Then afterwards, now they have agreed personal terms. Now PSG is going to face Napoli. And right now, we should also know that Napoli is also waiting desperately to sign no other person than Lukaku. So this deal is going to be a win-win for both teams, letting Osimhen go and also bringing in Lukaku. Very soon, we will hear that here we go, and Osimhen is going to join PSG.
Here we go, and Osimhen will join PSG. Meanwhile, PSG as well, part of enhancing their midfield or defensive phase, they are now seriously linked with Joao Neves. The release clause Benfica is just stagnant with the 120 million euros. PSG are optimistic. Ima, do you think probably they will meet up this amount?
Yeah, for Paris Saint-Germain, they have the money and everything, but I don't know how they go into their transfer markets signing all these kind of, because they have Manuel Ugarte, Vitinha, and now they want to add Joao Neves to, like, three deep line playmakers. You understand? So I don't know their direction. They just bring in players anyhow, no proper plan. They just go sign them and bring them to the club. I don't know whether they think maybe Madrid or Barcelona might come in and sign the player later on, but sometimes they have to just take time in signing all these players. But for me, the guy, watch him in the Benfica setup, he's good. Yeah, he can give you like stability in the defense, and also when he's joining attack, he's also good. I think for Paris Saint-Germain, if only they will use him, because Luis Enrique now he's about to build a new team with Mbappe leaving the side of the team. Maybe he will just find a role for the guy. But for me, I think it's an unnecessary signing. If you have Vitinha, if you have Manuel Ugarte, you don't have to go bring this guy. And the fee and amount they are paying to is outrageous. Paris Saint-Germain, I think they have to just get a proper sporting director who manage all these things very well.
Dani Olmo, yes, we all know the performance he did at the Euros. He has been a massive player for sure, and he has been in Barcelona before, a young player from Barcelona. I think maybe there's new update on Olmo, and Sammy, maybe you could just end it with us with almost linked to Barca.
Juan Laporta wants to do major signings this season, looking at Nico Williams and also Dani Olmo. It was surprising that Dani Olmo at his home club was actually signing some jerseys with some kids. The kids asked him, so when next are you going? Are you coming to Barca? Are you going to Barca? Then he was like, let's wait and see. He said his agent knows where his heart wants. And we all know that he has been a Barca boy before. Now, looking at how the deal is going to cost, I think in the few weeks to come, we will hear how strategious the Barca board will try to go and sign him, because to get Olmo and Nico Williams is going to be one of the best signings for Barca, especially looking at building a new project for Hansen Flick. And I think for all the Barca fans out there, let's hope that this deal becomes true.
Preseason is just underway, and we'll be taking you through preseason as well. And hey, Manchester United lost their first preseason some few days ago, because I wanted to actually discover none of the United fans are here, so it will be like we are talking behind them. But then, hey, we'll see you in the next video as well. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button, like and share the video, and we'll see you next.
Adios.